Laura Ray, and I'm here with amazing beauty finds that are $10 or less. These blew me away. If they were in more expensive packaging, people would be paying so much money for these. If you like videos like these, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video. That lets me know you like more. I have phenomenal products to start off with. Let's start off with my eye look. I have a love of Merit makeup. I think Merit Beauty is such an amazing brand. I've used their makeup for at least 3 years, and I've purchased it for my mom before because I was so impressed. Well, I recently tried this cream shadow from Moira, and it reminded me so much of the formula of the Merit eyeshadows. This is creamy, but not too emollient where it's going to slip around in the eyes. When I put this on, it lasts all day. It is incredible. So there's quite a savings here with the eyeshadow, and I like to apply it with my finger and then blend it in with a brush. That's the application I feel is the best. But when you put this on, it is not going to go anywhere. By the way, this shade is Peach Nude, and I paid $9.99 for it. It's worth every penny. This shadow is so beautiful. I'm so impressed. Revlon recently came out with this new pencil, and I think it's amazing. It's called the Colorstay Multi-Liner. It's meant to use on your eyes and lips. Now, some of you might not like that idea of using the same thing on your lips as your eyes. I like to sort of wipe the tip off, but I may end up even buying a second pencil because I know I'm going to use this so much. These glide on the eyes. This feels a lot like the Victoria Beckham that I just bought. I'm really amazed at how easily this glides. Look as I color on this. It is just beautiful. Now, this shade that I bought is called Dallying. They had several shades. I just put in an order for a couple more because I loved it so much. Today I'm wearing it on my eyes, but this is absolutely wonderful. It's got a nice little brush on this end. This little brush is perfect for blending the eyeline. Now, one thing I want to say, you might want to let it set a little bit. If you go in too soon, it sort of picks up too much product, but if you let it sit for a minute, I found I didn't need to blend the eyes much. It was a very soft look on the eyes, at least in this shade, and it's a perfect little lip brush. So this is a great little pencil, and I paid $8.98. I know on Amazon a few of the shades were priced differently. This came in under $10, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. The Neutrogena Healthy Lengths mascara comes in at $7.47, and most mascaras that have nourishing ingredients for your lashes are very pricey. So this is a great alternative to some that are $25, $30, $35. This is wonderful. I love the brush. The whole wand is super lightweight. It's one of the lightest weight wands I've ever used, and I can really grab the lashes. This is not a plastic wand up here. It's the bristles. It's like the old-fashioned kind of wand. I love it. It really grips my lashes. I think this did a beautiful job. I haven't had any trouble with flaking or smudging. This isn't a tubing mascara, which I typically tend to wear all the time because I never have to worry about any smudging or flaking. If I was going to recommend a tubing mascara under $10, it would definitely be the e.l.f. The Lash Xtndr is amazing, but both of these are fantastic mascaras under $10. A K-beauty brand you may not have heard of is BBIA. I recently tried their eyeshadows. I hate to say this because now they're back to $8.58, the regular price, and it's worth it for that. These are worth much more than that, I think. The packaging is thicker. It reminds me a lot of the packaging on the Urban Decay eyeshadows that I really like. I got this for a little over $2 when they were putting things on sale over the holidays. But this is a pretty famous K-beauty brand that I hadn't heard of before. The shadows are gorgeous. I'm going to put them on without any other shadow in another video coming up. But for this, I used the Moira sort of like a primer and then went in my crease with this shade, which is Intelligent. But today I used the BBIA in the crease shade. These are two shades that I bought, Kidney Bean and Intelligent, but this shadow feels so so high-end. Korean shadows, as far as the ones I bought, I've never been disappointed. I've just thought the formulas were so beautiful. They blend easily. They're not chalky. They have soft amount of pigment. That's what I like, because I find a lot of shadows that I buy have too much pigment and it makes it harder to get a softer eye look on my mature eyes. So I like these, that they're buildable, and I just think these are fantastic. Recently I showed this brow pencil. It's waterproof. It's from a company called Sorme, and it's their natural definition brow pencil. I bought the shade True Taupe. I think this pencil is great. I love the idea that it's waterproof. It's not super fancy. I mean, it's got a little brush on this end. It's a little more old school, but you sharpen the pencil. It's easy to work with. I love the shade. Now, I also purchased this from e.l.f. This is their brand new brow laminating gel. I didn't know if that would work for me because I don't have a lot of brow hair, but it really did. I feel like it is like putting some kind of coating on your hair to make your hair a little stiffer and fuller, and that's what this does. I love the brush that they put on here. They put a brush and a comb combination, and it really helps to move around the hair and get it in shape. You could use this on your own if you have more hair, but I don't have tons of hair in my brows, so between the pencil and the gel, it is a great combination, and both of these are under $10. If you're looking for some hydration under the eyes and maybe depuffing, it's pretty hard to beat this. It's from Good Molecules. I repurchased this. I really love it. It's the Yerba Wake Up Eye Gel, and it's meant to plump up that under eye area. I don't think it's going to work miracles like some of these where you see somebody with large bags under the eyes and then they swipe it on and it disappears, but it definitely helps. It plumps up the under eye area, and it's around $6. I think it's fantastic. A lot of other people do it, usually gets very good reviews. So I think this is a real find if you're looking to plump up those under eyes. I think it's pretty hard to beat the Catrice Under Eye Brightener. It's $6. It brightens the under eyes. I just love it. I like it better than the Becca Smashbox, which I've purchased before, because that's a little too thick for me. It's an amazing product. It works great for my daughter because her under eyes are a lot smoother than mine. But this is thinner, very emollient, and a tip I would give is I like to use this in other parts of my face. So I will take it and let's add a little highlight. I don't have any highlight on today, so let's just put a couple of drops. And you can see how this really brightens the cheekbone area. So I just, again, put a couple of dots, not too much. You can also put this on the bridge of the nose. Now, I used to buy that Brightener pencil from Benefit, and it's fantastic, but this does the same thing. So I'm just going to tap a little here, and you could put it in the Cupid's bow if you wanted. You can use it under the brow. So it's just a real fantastic product, only $6, so worth it. Now, also talking about the under eyes, I'm a big fan of this concealer. It's from Revolution Makeup, and it's the IRL Filter Finish. Now, it's a soft matte concealer. I love that. Anything too sparkly just brings attention to my fine lines and wrinkles. I like to go in with my brush from Angie. This is the A506. This is the travel size. That's why the handle's so small. And just pat in to the under eye. I also grab my jelly tool if I feel I have too much. If I put too much on, this is a great thing to do because I can go back in and smooth it and then wipe it off and get rid of any excess. Now, another tip I would give you if you find that your concealer, maybe one you already have at home, is getting into your fine lines, once you give a minute or two for the concealer to settle down, take a cotton swab and lay it underneath and just roll it over the area very lightly, and you'll look on it and it will pick up product if you have extra. I like doing this right under the lash line. It just gets rid of anything that's under the lashes. I love my Merit blushes. I have several of them. They've been sent to me. I bought some. I just think they're wonderful. If you're looking for an alternative, this is a great one. The one from Moira. This is their soft blush balm. It's even in packaging that looks just like Merit. I think they're trying to dupe Merit. It's interesting how different brands will try to dupe some of the mid-price or higher price makeup. But not everyone can afford Merit, and I think this is a great alternative. I feel the Merit are more hydrating on the skin than the Moira, but this just gives such a beautiful look still, and I think it really looks great on the skin. I'm very impressed for the price. This is $9.75, and I think it's worth it. They're so beautiful. I love this shade. This shade's called Think of Me. I am really into the red blush and red lips, this soft red they've come out with. I just think it really brings life to the face. Let me know if you feel that way too in the comments. Boy, was I shocked when I tried these Essence lipsticks that are $4.99. I immediately filmed a YouTube short because they were so long lasting, so beautiful. When I saw they were matte, I almost didn't buy them, but I could see at Ulta they were selling out, and I thought they've got to be selling out for a reason. And I was lucky enough to pick up a couple of shades, and then I ended up going, I think, to another Ulta to get a couple more. But the shades I wanted to share with you today are Brick Road and Over the Nude, and they're just beautiful. Now, what I like to do, because of having mature lips, I like to sort of stamp this on my lips, just like I do with other matte lipsticks, so I don't get too heavy of a look, especially if I'm using a darker shade like Brick Road. So I just take it and either stamp it or take my jelly tool and get some on and put some on the lips. But these stain the lips, they last a long time. I love this packaging. Like I've said before, it reminds me of the Clinique packaging for the black honey and the pink honey. I just love this slim kind of packaging, but these are amazing. Let's talk about these pout bombs. I'm wearing one right now. I love the luminosity of these. Do I feel they plump my lips? Because that's what they say, plumping lip gloss. Not really. I think they look beautiful on the lips. They have so much shine and my lips don't feel dry at all. When I take it out of the packaging, it's a little stringy at first, which concerned me, but I noticed once I let it just do its thing, it went on to the applicator. Now, my caution with this is putting too much on. Your lips are gonna be sort of goopy if you apply too much. So again, you might have a lip brush at home, or you might take your finger, or you could use a jelly tool like this. Take your tool and blend it out, and you will get such a beautiful gloss. Now, some people might not want to go to all that hassle. Maybe they feel like that's too much, but that's just the way I've found that it looks the prettiest. I think the shades are beautiful, and these are a really good price compared with other lip plumpers you might buy. And again, I don't think you're going to get so much lip plumping. I don't want anyone to be disappointed in that. It does have a little bit of warming to it, but I've had it on for a few minutes now, and that's dying down, and it's a cool feel. It's that kind. It's not cinnamon, it's more cool, but I do think these are absolutely beautiful on the lips. Let's talk about this pencil on the lips. I'm in love. I think it's such a great lip liner. I love the color of this, the feel of it. It just feels so high-end. I'll get back to you once I get the other shades that I've ordered. I'll show them in upcoming videos, but I'm really impressed with this pencil from Revlon. Now let's talk about primer. I really had to think carefully what primer works great that's under $10. That's hard to find these days. And it was this one from Wet n Wild. This is their Impossible primer. It's been out for a while, so this isn't breaking news, but maybe you've forgotten about it, and the price is really great. I paid $6.49 for it. I think it's incredible. I love to use it on the nose area because my nose has more pores, and especially on the sides where I've had blackheads before and acne before, the pores are very enlarged there. So I like to pop this on, and that just gives such a smooth look. You could even wear this without makeup. So say you wanted to put this on just to make your complexion look a little better. You could just wear this if that's what you wanted to, but I like to just put it in where I have lines and wrinkles in the forehead, around the nose, and in the cheek, and on the chin. All this area here really doesn't need primer for me as far as for those things. So I just use this strategically, which means it lasts a lot longer, but I think you can't beat it. Most foundation is over $10 colors. I know I love the e.l.f., the Soft Glam, and I showed that in one of my videos, but I have to go back again to Catrice. Their Nude Drop Tinted Serum I think looks great on my skin. It just makes it look healthy, dewy, but not too shiny. I could always apply powder if I get a little too shiny on the nose, but this has hyaluronic acid and vitamin E, which I think makes it spread so easily on the skin. I'm just such a fan. I know my friend Melissa, 55, this became one of her favorites this year. She heard about it when I talked about it and bought it and just loves it. So it's $10. That's hard to beat. When I go to Sephora now, most of the foundations I'm looking at are $40, $50, $60. I'm like, oh my gosh. And you walk out with this tiny bag and you spend a lot of cash. So this is just such a great find. I wanted to share two other blushes that I didn't apply today, but I'll show you swatches of them. They are just wonderful too. I bought these, the Catrice Blush Affair. I do have the Patrick Ta that is a similar format where there is a powder and a cream, and I like these just as much. They're super affordable. I have the shade Pleasing Pink and Absolute Apricot. They're both beautiful. What I like about them is they last on my skin. The powder is finely milled. It's not thick. It's not cakey. And the cream is beautiful. Patrick Ta, I've seen many of his videos. He talks about it. You could put the powder down first and put the cream if you want a dewier look on your cheeks. If you want it just to be more lasting and don't like that dewy look, you could put the cream down first and put the powder on top. And that really keeps things on for a long period of time. You may be going to an event where you want your blush to really last, and this is so helpful. But the pink I think is gorgeous too. I, for myself, like the apricot. Because my skin is warmer, this I think looks even better on my skin, but I know a lot of you are cool toned and you're looking for a cool tone blush, and I think this is just absolutely terrific. If you are a fan of Charlotte Tilbury's liquid blushes, that was one of the first companies I think we saw come out with all these liquid like this, then I think this is fantastic. This is from Essence. It's their Baby Got Blush liquid blush. One thing I want to warn you about with liquid blush is with makeup becoming so expensive, this is something that doesn't last as well as powder. I've bought the Charlotte Tilbury blushes, and what happened is a lot of the product collected in the sponge, and over time it just didn't work as well as it used to work. And I just felt like it didn't last like a powder would. So that's why I like having something that's more affordable, because I know this might last me a few months and not a couple of years like a powder blush. So when you're buying blush, that's just something you might want to keep in mind. This is only $5.99. So I don't care if it doesn't last 2 years, because I know I'll get my worth out of it. And it's beautiful on the skin. I really have enjoyed using it. And if you're looking for a liquid blush, I think this is a good place to start. Everything I used today and talked about is linked in the description below. Thank you for shopping those links. I do get a small commission, and that's what keeps my channel going. So I really appreciate your support. I also want to thank you for sharing my videos. I was surprised, YouTube sends analytics, and so many of you are sharing my videos with your friends and family. And I really appreciate that, because that helps my channel. When YouTube sees that, they think that's a video worth putting out to the public. So thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying this time of year, and I want to wish you all a beautiful and blessed week. I'll see you soon.